Music is powerful, and the theme of our show this year is taking your power back. So today we're starting a brand new segment that we're calling Music is Medicine. We'll be talking to different musicians about the inspiration behind their songs and how they hope it will help others. Joining us via Zoom is Joel Crouse to talk about his new album, Wasteland, and more specifically about his song, On My Way.
You don't have to hurt yourself. I'm on my way. I know that you need some help to ease the pain. We get down sometimes. That's a part of life. You don't have to hurt yourself. I'm on my way.
So Joel joins me now. Hey man, thanks for being on the show today.
Thanks for having me, Dr. Ian. How you doing?
Good, man. So, listen, I was reading about your journey, and, somebody looks at you, and they're like, what? How could this guy who looks like this have gone through so much? So tell us a little more about your background and what happened.
Yeah, man. I originally from Massachusetts. I'm a singer-songwriter, and I moved to Nashville when I was about 18, so I've been here about 10, 11 years now. And, over the last 7 years, I had a very serious car accident. I went to rehab for having a pill addiction. I found out my business manager was going to jail for 6 years for stealing money from people. It was just crazy. And I went from being an opening act, on the Taylor Swift Red Tour, which had Ed Sheeran on it in 2013. In a very short amount of time, I went from doing that and to, not having any money in my bank account and basically trying to survive. I think when I was about 22, was the lowest point for me, where I had people carrying me from backstage back to the bus, and, because just kind of not all there, passed out, and, and I'm finding out, actually going to deal with, that addiction and everything, and deal with some of my own demons. It was after that I found out that, my business manager was going to jail for 6 years. So it's like, I thought I'm doing well, getting back on the right track, and then, another life thing kind of hits me.
Yeah, it's like the hits, not the good hits, but the hits just kept coming, So tell me, what is On My Way all about?
I had gotten a call from someone I really cared about, ready to end it all, and ended up flying out to see them and be there for them. And, it was just kind of important to get that message. You can't ask for help. There's this weird stigma of, either people thinking you're crazy, but everybody has these low moments, I feel like, where, they just feel that this is it, this is the end.
Sometimes the bravest thing to do is actually ask for help. On the show this season, we really want to talk about mental health because it has such a stigma, and people feel like they're unique in the sense that no one else has their problem. And all of us, like you said, at some point, you need help, you gotta, you need somebody to lean on, you need some support. What do you want this song to say to people?
Exactly what you just said. Really, it's it's the strongest thing is to ask for help, to reach out, to kind of just change the narrative that you don't have to go through those low moments where you're at, whether you're home alone crying or you're in the bathroom at school crying, and you feel like no one's there. It's more often than not that's not the case. Someone that loves you is usually wanting to be there for you.